So now it's time to review a world's finest comic from DC. As you can see, 68 pages. This is where they would do the team-ups of Superman and Batman forever. And this one's from the late 70s, May 1979, issue number 256. The Krypton Werewolf. Wait, do you see this? This is awesome. The Werewolf of Krypton, actually. I sound retarded, don't I? So, the opening scene is this scientist in Gotham City at the Ascori lab. He's trying to crack into another dimension. Actually, the second dimension on Earth, Earth 2 in DC. He ends up tapping into the Phantom Zone and unleashing a beast onto Gotham City. And so, let's see how it starts. And then Batman just so happens to be on the scene because he's tailing a few criminals who are spying on the lab. So Batman ends up getting whacked up by this Krypton werewolf because he has superpowers on Krypton and now he's on Earth, so he has super werewolf powers. And so Superman is in his fortress trying to fix his projector. And it just so happens they have a cameo of a hologram of Zod himself from 1979. You can see it here. And it'll last a couple of panels. It was just a projecting. And so Superman cracks into the Krypton archives, and he finds out that this werewolf was a former Krypton scientist, just like Superman's dad, Jor-El. And they have this flashback scene where Jor-El, they go into his office and he sits down with Lauron. Lauron is the werewolf's name. And he's like, we have no other choice to put you in the Phantom Zone because you're a harm to society. And he's like, yeah, I got the curse. I'm cursed. And we don't even get an origin of why he's cursed. He's just on a picnic with his girl in Krypton. And he just turns into a werewolf by moonlight. And so then he's on Gotham rampaging. And Superman ends up showing up. They show Superman's ice fortress. And they end up fighting for a while. And then Batman kind of steps in and uses his cape to blind the beast. And what he ends up doing is teaching the monster he's trying to cons the monster to get him to follow him so that he can get him into space and out of harm's way. And that's what ends up happening. They go into space, some awesome space pan scenery. Art by Jim Aparo, if I'm not mistaken. And they go on the dark side of the moon, or the light side actually, the day side, and there's no moonlight. So he turns back into because when he's in the scientist, he's a normal guy. And he's able to reason with Batman. They show the Batcave. They have a nice scene where Superman debriefs Batman about the whole origins of the werewolf, like I was saying. But then, now I'm getting to the ending, like I was saying. He turns back into him, and so then Superman's able to put him back into the Phantom Zone, and that's it. It's a pretty basic story. Then it goes on to have a few more storylines, including Green Arrow. It's just a simple, I'm not even going to really, I just kind of skimmed over those storylines. And then there was a Shazam one where he's versus the Gamester villain, which is kind of like Shazam's Riddler. And he ends up having to go back to prehistoric times to get a dinosaur. I didn't really read that either. I'm going to be reviewing the Batman and Superman one. I didn't really have time, or else I'd be here forever, so I wanted to keep this under 5 minutes. So anyway, click on the channel for more comic book reviews. This was JBM from Villain Radio. I give the comic story a B overall for all those characters. Still really solid. I'm out.